The headline is what's going to get people to click on what you want them to do. When we're running ads, one of the biggest mistakes is people they'll boost posts. That's a whole nother situation. But they'll put out advertising and they'll put out marketing, but they won't take the headline seriously. And what you got to realize is the headline, or I don't care if it's a subject line or if it's like a topic, like a topical headline for like a blog, it really doesn't matter. A headline is the biggest, boldest thing that people are going to see. The headline is the first thing that people are going to see. The headline is what's going to make people want to click. It's going to make people want to read. It's going to make people want to scroll down. It is one of the most valuable pieces of text real estate that you need to get somebody to consume more of what you have. But if you don't take that seriously, then you're cutting off a percentage of the people that could convert. You're cutting off a percentage of the people that can click through the ad and go to the landing page, right? If you don't take the headline seriously on the landing page, they won't even read the rest of the landing page, because if they don't feel like it's relevant, and I'm gonna give you some strategies today, but it's really important to understand that we have to take that seriously, because if you don't, the impact that you thought you was gonna make in the world is not gonna happen, and it's because you didn't understand the psychology of creating these high converting headlines. Does that make sense? So that is what we're going to be focused on today's Recharge Your Business session. Y'all excited about this? What's good, my people? My people, we here, we live. And I'm excited to serve you again. I'm excited that we're here, we learning, we growing, we building. And each and every day, this is what we do around this time. We just share different business practices and strategies that's going to allow you to take your business to the next level. And I'm excited to share today what are some strategies in regards to creating high converting headlines. What do you need to think about? What do you need to put in place in order to increase your conversion rates? And we got the agency, so I want you to create these high converting headlines so you can get more people to click through the ad, and then you can be able to offer the products and services that you have. All right, so you're excited about that? I hope you are. So this is what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna go through what are my top 5 strategies that we use specifically in our agency, and I really use it not just even for the agency, with everything that I do. I use these high converted headlines, so I'm excited to share that with you. And then I'm gonna give you some resources that allow you to be able to take your business to the next level. And then if we have any questions, then we will take questions. All right. So I hope you are ready. The reason why we focus on this today is because it's as I continue. I'm gonna tell you some of the things we do every day, or at least every week. We send out emails every week. We do, we're creating all types of content and like YouTube videos every week. Headline, hint, hint, right? We do, obviously, we're running ads each week, for ourselves and also for all of our clients each week. What else are we doing? I mean, damn near everything we do, it requires a headline before people actually get to the juice or the main content. Even videos, right? Look at the video you're watching right now. What did you probably see before you even started listening to the video? You probably read the headline, right? So that's what I'm talking about. So how do you create high converted headlines from that standpoint? Because that is what's going to make people interested. When you look at reels, think about reels. A lot of times you see many videos, especially if it's educational type videos, you see them with the content, you see them with the headlines. So how do you think about that though? Or are you just doing anything? Or you're not even including headlines for real? What are you doing? So that's what we're going to be focused on today. And let's make it happen. So here's the first thing. First thing you need to be focused on is one, is make your headline specific and clear. Specific and clear. What that really means is that you want to be able to immediately state what the benefit is. So many people, they'll create headlines that's so obscure or so general that people don't really even know what they're getting. So instead of saying, I'll give you some examples. So instead of saying the key to happiness, if that was whatever content you was providing, if that's what it was about, I would say something like how to surround yourself with only positive people so you're more happy in life. You feel what I'm saying? You see how clear that is? You see how specific that is? You see how somebody can see that, but like, yo, oh my God, that'll make somebody more interested, because that'll make them say, hold on, wait, you know what? I've been thinking about surrounding myself with more positive people and people who encourage me and people who support me. And wow, it's just that I'm gonna tell you, when you do this, this is when you start getting people that say, yo, I was just thinking about that. Like, yo, I feel like you made that for me. Like, God put you in the right place at the right time for me to see this. That's when you start hearing things like that. It's because you're specific. And I get that all of the time. Like, it always just so happens to be that the content that I post happens to be right on point for somebody and they feel like it's specifically for them. You want to know the secret behind that? My secret recipe is that I'm very specific in when I'm giving and when I'm talking about things. I don't just say how to be a better advertiser. I say how to be, how to be better at Facebook, or how to do this thing, for advertising. Or I very rarely just make things super, super general. And it's counterintuitive to what most people think or what most entrepreneurs think, because you think that the more general you are, the more people you're going to attract. But what I'm telling you is that that's no longer the case. You could have got away with that 15 years ago. You're about 15 years behind the boat right now. We living in a day and age right now where specificity is winning. The details is winning, right? Being direct is winning. That's what's winning today. So you have to present, you have to be immediate about what you're talking about. If it's an email subject headline, if it's a headline to a video, if it's a headline to a Facebook ad, you got to be to the point with what they're getting. Download this thing, sign up for this thing, sign up for this webinar. Like, be very direct with your headlines. Okay. All right. So that's number one. The second thing is you want to evoke curiosity, right? So you want somebody to be able to read it, and sometimes you have different headlines for different purposes, so you kind of understand that. But you can also make headlines that are curiosity driven. So meaning the answer is not directly in the headline. Like, I can have a headline that says, um, "Advertising is the reason you're not making money," or I can create a headline that says, the number one reason you're not making money right now. You feel what I'm saying? Do you see how the second headline is more curiosity driven? It's like, you're like, oh shit, like let me figure this out. Like, what is this? Like, what Terrell talking about right now? Right? So you want to be in a place where some of your headlines are curiosity driven, so people you don't people it makes people want to click on it. You know what I'm saying? It makes people want to learn more about it. It makes people want to get more information about it. That's where you want to be. All right. So focus on. So my homework for you is to focus on how can you make more of the headlines that you create more curiosity driven. How is it? And if you don't know, just write out some headlines and ask yourself what people want to learn more. The secret to, how to, 3 ways to, you know what I'm saying? And there's way more types you can do, but I'm just giving you basic and simple examples. You know what I'm saying? Especially around how to and X amount of ways and the secret to, and you feel what I'm saying? Like, those are very good curiosity based headlines that you can use. All right. So that's the second thing we're going to focus on. Number three, you want to look at, we call it power words, right? Man, I gotta find it, but I used to have a whole list of power words. And power words are just basically strong, emotionally driven words that make your copy more powerful, that make your headline more powerful. So it can be certain things like words and/or use phrases could work too. So things like transform, like danger, I mean, things, you can use the word power. You can use the words um it could be, I mean, just things that when you hear it, warning, things like new, right? There's just certain words that is more emotionally driven than other words. And you can probably look this up. If you looked up power words for copywriting, if you type that in Google, there'll be a bunch of websites that'll pop up, but you could choose any of them, and then they'll tell you there's certain words that you can use that trigger emotional responses. I mean, it just for different type of emotions, it just depends on the emotion that you're going for. Are you trying to make somebody a little bit scared? Are you trying to make somebody happy? Are you trying to make somebody more confident? Like, what are some words? But you want to use and drip in some of these psychological elements in terms of these power words that's gonna bring your copy more to life, which is what you want. You want to bring your headlines to life. You want people to see something and see some of these words and say, "Oh wow, like this is You know, these are, you know, this is something that I want to see. This is something I want to be a part of. This is something I want to learn more about. So look up these power words, and there's a list of them. I had a list of about like I think it was like 100. How it was like 100 different, just different power words and like phrases that you can use throughout your copywriting that just makes it that makes it better. Like discount is one of them. I mean, it's just a bunch of them that you can look up and see that when people see those words, they feel a certain type of way, or they feel excited, like, oh wow, like, oh okay, I can get a half off something, I can get a discount on something, right? When you tell somebody it's a discount, they're like, oh my god, right? So, but there's a bunch of words that's like that, and you want to start peppering some of this into your copy and into your headlines. All right. So so that's number three. These are I'm sharing with you how to create our formula for how we create powerful headlines and what makes people want to click and watch and consume the things that we do. All right, this works great for like book headlines and all of this stuff too. So it's not just advertisements that this is going to work great for. It's for other things too. But obviously that's the most immediate ROI if you do this well. All right, number four. Oh, I love this one. Number four is I want you to create a sense of urgency. There's headlines that you can create urgency for, right? Especially you have things, so you can say last minute, you can say last chance, you can say almost gone, you could say, you know, like there's certain ways that you can write headlines that create urgency. 24 hours left. You've seen that, right? You know, last opportunity. You know, I used to send emails that said, "This is the last email I'm going to send you." You know what I'm saying about this, right? And it's just you're creating a sense of urgency for somebody to take action. You know what I'm saying? Only five left. You've seen this. Every company, every smart, wise company, they do this. They create a sense of urgency, and it's great to create it around when there's a reason, right? Especially if it's like a holiday offer, or if it's like you know, limited time. You know what I'm saying? It's like things like that. You want to create it because your goal is you want to help people make a decision. You want people to you want to get people to move to action. So in order to do that, you want to create a sense of urgency, but you want to include some of these elements and some of these words and some of these phrases that make people take action. Does that make sense? So my question to you would be, how could you create a sense of urgency around some one of your products or your services or something that you're giving away or something that you're doing? How can you create a sense of urgency around it? Think about that. How can you do it? Is there a time element to it? Is there a quantity element to it? You know, is it you know, you're doing something because it's just like for a holiday promotion, or you just happen to do a promotion during this time of the year? What is it? What is it? Figure it out. All right. So it's number four. And then number five is keep it concise. Keep it concise. And that's where you're basically being brief. You don't have to have these long, drawn out sentences when you're doing headlines. Especially if it's like subject lines for an email, they even give you a certain amount of characters. If it's like a headline for Facebook, they only give you a certain amount of characters you can use, especially if you run a Google ads or YouTube ads. You can't just you can't be oh, you can't have run-on sentences. You know what I'm saying? You want to be concise and you want to be brief. Five ways to boost your productivity 50%. Three ways to do this. The number one hack the number one hack I'm using to get our clients a 1000% ROI. You feel what I'm saying? Like just be you want to be punchy, you want to be concise, you want to be to the point. And that is what's going to help you create better headlines. All right? Is that helpful? Let me know if this is helpful. Let me know if y'all loving this. If you're loving this, go ahead and put loving this below. I see y'all in the building. We stream live on all platforms right now, so I'm glad that y'all here. Let me show you some love. Chime in. Dennis is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. So good to see you, Dennis. Um, and I'm loving it. So I'm glad this is helpful. So let me give you some resources. So just two things. Number one, if you're having some challenges right now with figuring this out and you want our agency to run your ads for you, then that is an option for you. So what you can do is you can go ahead and put Facebook ads below or shoot me a DM that says Facebook ads and we can have that conversation, all right, about what you need in order to run advertisements. Another thing you can do is at the time you're doing this training right now, we're just about to release our advertising course. It's called the Playbook to Paid Ads. This course is literally going to, I can easily charge $1,000 for this course, but at the time we're doing this right now, You can, if you get on the waiting list, you will be able to get the course for free. So if you want the course, just go ahead and put free ads course below, free ads course, and I'll make sure you get on the waiting list. So when we release it, we can just give it to you. And this is not going to be, this ain't no course that I just threw together. Like, this is a legit course. This isn't just like, a Zoom webinar that I did. Like, this is a legit course that we put together. All right, that I put together for you. All right. So, and I know for a fact I'm going to be selling this at some point, but for everybody who jump on now and they consume it and they give us a testimonial, we're going to give it to you free. All right. Because we want more people to consume. So, so that's the second thing. And then the third thing is share this out. Like, if you know anybody who's having trouble with building their business and getting more people to pay attention and getting more people to care about what they're doing, especially if they're on the marketing and advertising side of it, share this with them, because my goal and why we're doing these free trainings every day is to get this out to more people. So if you like what you're seeing, you like the training, and you like this content, and you're taking away things you didn't know or things that you didn't learn, don't be selfish and keep it all to yourself. Don't hoard all of the content that I'm giving you. Share it with other people. Tag other people in it so they can see it. Other entrepreneurs in it so they can see it, so we can continue to grow and give and build. You know what I mean? I ain't like most people. I'm not gonna put everything behind a paywall for you to pay for it. But the only thing I do ask you to pay is to share it. That's your form of payment for all of this. All right. If you've never seen me, put my cash app in the bio, right? You ain't never seen me do none of that. I just love to give and help y'all out. But the only thing I ask is to share this out with people. All right. All right. So if you have any questions, go ahead and drop your questions below. But I'm gonna leave us with this today. Focus on everything that you put out. Let me back up. Masters. Let's talk about mastery for a second. When you want to get great results in anything, the goal is to master every aspect of it. Right? I have a book from Kobe. I think it's called The Mamba Mentality. Go to Amazon and get that book. The Mamba Mentality. When you really, and it's Kobe basically walking you through his strategy of how he became a Hall of Fame basketball player, one of the best basketball players in the world in history. How did he do that? He broke down everything that he thinks about on how he approaches the game, everything. And one of the things I was most impressed about when I saw this was he literally thinks about and strategizes and practices and prepares for everything, from obviously the type of shots that he makes to every shot on the court to creating his own shot. He's even masterful. I was reading one of the pages. He was talking about like how he even knows if a ref is on a certain part of the floor and he's on a certain part of the court, how there's a blind spot to certain things that he can do that the ref can't see. I said, oh my God. I said, yo, this man locked in. You know how locked in you gotta be? You know how focused you gotta be? You know how much of a student of the game you gotta be to really be paying attention to that level of detail? Most people trying to figure out how to make a basket or how to steal or block the ball. Your man he's way past that. He's already like, yo, okay, the ref is right there. Okay, let me get to this side of the floor. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy. But I see why he's one of the best to ever do it, because he masters the nuances. You want to become a master of the nuances. You want to become a master of the details. Anybody who's great at what they do masters the details. What I'm saying is, in our space, if you're going to be selling in your products and services online, you got to realize that one of the parts of our space that you really got to master is this headline piece, because this is literally one of the first things that people see. So a lot of times people are, they'll say, well, I'm not getting enough exposure, but sometimes it's not really even that you're not getting enough exposure. And trust me, I'm an exposure guy. Like I'm the guy you come to when you want to get more eyes on what you do, right? Especially from a paid advertising perspective. We've got millions of people to look at our stuff. But sometimes it's about making the stuff that you have more attractive so people pay more attention to it for the people who do see it. You know what I'm saying? I want the people who do see it to actually engage with it, to actually click on it, to actually follow through with it. But if you're not trying to get better at this skill, then you're not being a master of the nuances. You're not being a master of the detail like Kobe. All right. So hopefully that this is helpful. I want you to be great. Continue to like keep learning about this stuff and share this out with other people who really need to get the game up. just in terms of their business and getting more people to pay attention to their marketing and advertising. And then also, if you need some help with this, you can either A, put free course down below, and we'll put you on a waiting list for the ads course that we're getting ready to release, or B, you can go ahead and put Facebook ads below, and we'll have a conversation so I can see what you got going on, and you could potentially be a client of our ads agency. We don't accept everybody because there's a certain criteria that we're looking for to get you results. But at the end of the day, we do have a conversation with everybody. So with that, if you want that, just go ahead and put free, just put Facebook ads below, all right? Or shoot me a DM. Other than that, continue to be great, and I'll see you on tomorrow's Recharge Your Business session as well.